You know what it is? It's the most wonderful time
to be a nerd. It is the mecca of nerdom. We are crossing the sea to Valinor.
When you said crossing sea, I in my head, I was like, oh, don't cross the streams. Ghostbusters. Are you out of your Vulcan mind?
No, it's Comic-Con.
Let's make our way to Hall H, where all the magic happens.
Where nerds have invaded.
Boom! Intro done. Hi, I'm Joe.
And I'm Lauren.
And we are
the NeuroNerds.
Yes, that was on time.
I feel pretty good about that.
NeuroNerds.
Welcome to the NeuroNerds.
Okay.
With a moderately special episode. I like to think that all of our episodes are special, but this is
They're
like even
special with quotation marks.
Yes, yeah, like short bus special. But I think, this is like super special because it's like Christmas for nerds.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. And if you're if you're not part of the Christian world, pick a holiday of your choice.
It's like Festivus for nerds.
Right. Or Saturnalia.
I don't know what that is. Wait, what is that?
That's the the ancient Roman version of like Christmas-ish. Before Christmas was Christmas.
So I came in with the nerd. Lauren hit us with the nerd.
Why are we surprised? Y'all?
Very true. Very true.
Is really what it is.
So I'm super jazzed. Last week we talked about like going into Comic-Con, what we kind of wanted to see, what we were expecting. Now Comic-Con is over.
I know. No, by the time this episode airs, it's over.
Oh yeah, we're talking into the future. And why this is a special episode, we actually have our NeuroNerd correspondent on the ground floor, Ash. I always want to call her Ash Ketchum because of Pokemon. Am I the only one? Yeah, I think I'm the only one.
Yeah. I was like, we've had Ash on last year for Comic-Con because again, this is like the second year and neither of us can actually make it down to Comic-Con. Like, let's be real. Like, it's expensive to get down there and it's a rough weekend. I have friends that work Comic-Con. I have friends that are on panels at Comic-Con. I have artist friends. Like, I'm like, it's a rough weekend for them. And I've done enough trade shows for work and I'm just like, no. And I've done Anime Expo. That's it.
Wait, is Anime Expo big? Like, is it like, not like Comic-Con big because I don't think anything is, but is it like up there?
Oh yeah, Anime Expo is, yeah. Especially, it used to be at the Anaheim Convention Center. Then it got pushed somewhere up into LA. I don't know where it is now, but Anime Expo used to be, I used to go in high school. So that was like 12 years ago. So that was before like anime had its like.
Don't age yourself. You could have said like 3 years ago and people would believe you.
Oh shit, no, it was even longer than 12 years ago. I think I went like 14 years ago to Anime Expo.
Damn.
Yeah.
Nobody do math, but it's okay because, a lot of our.
Well, if anyone remembers,
listen to this or have brain injuries. So.
I know, right? If anyone remembers Anime Expo, I went twice, but the year I remember is the year Witch Hunter Robin was being promoted for, I think it was for Cartoon. No, it was before Cartoon Network. But it was being promoted. I still have the shirts from Anime Expo of Witch Hunter Robin. They are my pajama shirts when I remember to wear them.
All right. I don't know why I'm ever like surprised by the amount of nerd that comes out of your face.
If you went to that AX, let me know. Let's bond.
Yeah. The two other people that went to that thing. Am I hating on it? I sound like an anime hater. I'm not.
You are. My God, what's wrong with you?
So many different things.
That was a loaded question.
It was. Do we have another 8 hours? So Comic-Con just wrapped up. I'm really excited because I don't know if you guys know this or not. There's two things I'm not 100% sure you guys know. Joe had a brain injury and I'm a Marvel guy.
Yep. And what we covered last week, we kind of discussed like the things we were looking forward to, which included Game of Thrones, Star Wars, cosplaying, and Marvel Phase 4.
Oh shit. So I'm most excited, obviously, about all that stuff because, to be honest, I don't really know any of the Star Wars stuff or the Game of Thrones stuff that came out of there because once I heard the Marvel stuff, nothing else mattered.
I did the research. I found out what happened. Don't worry.
Lauren, you're the best. But one thing that you're super excited about, I'm not as excited because, again, Star Wars guy. Marvel guy, Star Wars guy.
Oh.
I'm not the biggest Trekkie.
I'm not that big a Trekkie either, but if I was a no. Let's be real. The Trekkie like fandom, that's intense. That's like
it is.
Like,
it is.
That's like intense, and that is like decades of intensity. So I will never claim that I am like. Let me speak about the Trekkie fandom. I'm not, but I do like the Trek.
I love how there's a but there.
I had to, right? And my favorite is Picard. Patrick Stewart, Jean-Luc
I'm
Picard.
sorry. Do you mean Professor X?
Professor X, yes. Now, the reason I did like Picard's like oeuvre of Star Trek, because some of the his co-stars were also my favorite voice actors in Gargoyles. So yeah.
I totally forgot about that.
Yeah. So I think, oh my God, I'm going to totally butcher the names if I even remember them. I probably should be a responsible person and Google. But
this is us testing our brains.
No, because I don't know it well enough. Is it Rourke? No, Rourke. Wait, Xanatos. I'm going to look this up right now.
What? That sounds like drugs.
Okay, have you ever?
Oh man, I have a pain in my head. I'm going to get some Xanatos.
Excuse you, but I was going to say, have you ever watched Gargoyles?
Oh yeah, of course. I love Gargoyles.
Okay, so he was so Xanatos was the quote unquote bad guy, right?
Why is it quote unquote? You're a bad dude, right?
Yeah,
the dude was bad.
Yeah, well, like he goes through phases. Like
no, he's bad. You know what? All right, I'm sorry, and this will touch home with you. Loki is bad. Loki is a villain. He goes through his it's the ebb and flow of his character, but Loki is a villain. He's murdered so many innocent people.
He's like chaotic neutral. He does what he wants. Okay. I'm going to find an alignment chart and I'm going to put him somewhere. I think he is chaotic neutral. No, chaotic neutral.
I like that. So when I go on this rampage, it's gonna be like, man, Joe turned into a villain. No. He's just chaotic neutral.
Nah. So the actor for Xanatos from Gargoyles is Jonathan. Oh God, I just had it. Jonathan Frakes. I could not remember his original name, his real name, Jonathan Frakes. And in Star Trek, Next Generation, he was Commander William Riker. So that's awesome. I love him. He's amazing. And then other
it's
favorite,
Worf or nobody.
It's Riker. Okay.
No, I say that because that's the only character I really know aside of Picard.
Well, and then the next one that I love is Demona, because Demona was an awesome villain also in Gargoyles. And she is voiced by Marina.
Oh, yeah, I know her.
Yeah. And
she's cool. I like her.
She was Counselor Deanna Troi.
I never liked her outfit. It always looked uncomfortable. You know what I mean?
I mean, I guess.
It was like a big onesie.
Yeah, onesies are comfy.
Are they? Well, I'm a dude. I guess it's, around my bits, it would be very uncomfortable.
It's only if you had a lot. But anyways, so again, this is why I liked Generate, that's Trek. So one of the coolest things that I think that came out of Comic-Con, which was a little bit also out of left field. I don't think maybe the Trek verse was expecting it, but as the general population was not expecting the new relaunch. I think it's on CBS All Access or something like that, but it is called Star Trek Picard. And and it was like so beautiful. At first I was like, wait, is this another Professor X? And then I was like, oh no, this is Star Trek. And it's for the new generation.
It's cool because he's been so far removed from that character that when I actually saw, I still haven't seen the trailer, but when I saw when I saw the highlights, it's like, oh, the Picard show, I was like, oh, I guess they're going to reboot the series.
Yes and no, but
well, no, I assumed that they were going to go with a very young Picard, like when he had hair. You know what I mean? But no, this is old man Picard.
So this is why, again, I don't call it a reboot. It's not I guess it's a reboot. It's not a remake. I think they're taking like J.J. Abrams, he did okay. Like he did a good job with the new Star Trek
I love those judgy eyes. You guys can't see them, but they were there.
So anyway, so they were okay. They weren't my favorites. And I mean, Chris Pine did a good job. But he was doing Shatner. Like he was not doing, because he's Kirk, right?
Right.
And so, and honestly, I was like, you can't do Picard. Like I thought you couldn't redo Shatner, but then when they did a good, he did a good job. He did okay. Like,
he did okay. I mean, it was acceptable. I mean, it passed for.
Anyways, but like I was like, you can't redo Picard, because I was like, I loved him. And so what they're doing, which looks amazing in the trailer, if you haven't seen it, go watch it. Spoiler. It is like he's in retirement, and then it's like him trying to readjust to the world, like living on one planet. I think it's Earth, and he's trying to live and he can't. It also looks like he has a pit bull, he has a pet pit bull, which makes me really excited. Yeah, he's a
space pit bull.
He's a doggy. So it looks like they're reintroducing characters for like the next generation, of course. But Rebecca Romaine she showed up at the very end.
Ooh, I like her. She's the only Mystique. Sorry, nerds.
I agree. She's the best Mystique.
Wait, so is it gonna be like Star Trek? Like, is he gonna travel, or is it just gonna be like Picard in retirement? He's gonna be like whittling something on a on a rocking chair. He's gonna be yelling at kids to get off his lawn.
Well,
No,
it looks like he's like on a farm, or like somewhere that has what's it called? Like a orchard of some sort, because they had a scene of him like walking through it. And but it looks like it's almost like that Old Man Logan kind of feel. But instead of being like I hate the world, get away from the world, it's like he's trying and it's not working out. And then the plot is that like some girl shows up and he needs to help her, and then he has to get back into the game or something. So yeah, it looks really
that old
cool.
chestnut.
like I'm like, ooh, okay. Like my like space fandom is Stargate SG-1. And so Star Trek was like secondary, but I was like, I'm excited.
Hey, so Stargate, are you more into the movie or the TV show?
I liked Stargate SG-1 the most, because that's what was my first introduction. Was my dad was watching Stargate, and so the TV show, and so I was watching that because I loved Jack O'Neill, played by MacGyver.
Yes.
Yes, I cannot remember the name. I love him though. He's so funny.
No, MacGyver, that works.
Fact check. The name of the actor who plays MacGyver is Richard Dean Anderson.
And then I went back and watched the movie a few years later, and the movie's all right, but I love the show. So Jack O'Neill and Samantha Carter.
A lot of people are like, yeah, I'm the TV show. The movie was terrible, or the movie was everything. TV show was okay. It depends on like what your fandom is for them. Are you a stroke or brain injury survivor looking for a community and support? Well, the NeuroNerds are here to help. Join our #UsoRock Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/UsoRock to connect with other survivors like you.
Plus, read other inspirational brain injury survivor stories on Joe's blog at josorocks.com/UsoRock. And submit your stories there as well. We want to hear them.
And remember,
You so rock.
Stop laughing at us.
But we shall transition from the sci-fi nerdum into your baby Marvel. And I have some feels, but you have more.
Well, yes, because this is like everything. I wasn't really anticipating anything. I thought it was going to be like, all right, they're going to show some footage for like the Black Widow movie, which apparently they did, and it looked pretty cool. But they laid out the next, I think, 7 or 8 movies. And I'm doing movies because some of them aren't movies.
Yeah.
It's the TV shows. Here's what's nerdtastic. Yeah, that's right. Joe said nerdtastic. They have them all laid out. So what they're doing is they're going to do a movie. Boom. And then after that movie, the next thing coming out is the series on Disney Plus. Boom. And then after that, because that's going to tie into the movie and lead into the next movie. And then boom, next movie. Then after that, another TV series. Boom. We're just going to have so much amazing Marvel, and it's going to be digestible. It's not just going to be one movie after the next. It's going to be movie and then TV show, so you can see it as it comes across. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm going to binge it all. Obviously, I'm going to binge it all in 24 hours.
God,
Clearly.
don't do that.
But a lot of people are just going to like watch it slowly and throughout the like a couple of months until the next movie comes out, which is awesome. And we're not going to be flooded with stuff. I'm really, 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 really excited I'm going to jump to the end because there's like the multiverse madness with Doctor Strange, which is amazing. And that's going to lead into like phase everything.
Right.
What I'm most excited about, we're getting Blade.
Yeah. And I have some thoughts on that.
No, don't have thoughts. Have thoughts, but have positive, amazing, happy thoughts.
What, is it a series?
No, it's going to be a movie.
See, and that's where I have more thoughts. I'm like, I don't know. I think that would have been a better series to do than a movie because Blade 1, classic, amazing, perfect, campy, horrible, like for the 90s, amazingness, violent as hell. Wesley Snipes, you know, like at his best and his finest. So I'm like, you can't remake that.
Yeah, it's going to be weird because Wesley Snipes absolutely is that character. Like,
yeah, he's my Blade. He's my Blade.
I feel bad years from now, maybe decades from now, when somebody takes over the mantle as Iron Man. You can't. It's Robert Downey Jr.
You got to wait till he's dead.
You kind of do, or you have to like do what they're doing in the comics with the Riri. The female Iron Man. Yeah. You can't kind of make him. He is. It's like, all right. So here.
He's not Spider-Man. You can't have 3 Spider-Men, you know?
Right.
You can have
like,
that.
I guess the closest thing would be like Wolverine. I feel bad whoever's going to play the next Wolverine because Hugh Jackman is Wolverine. Just like Wesley Snipes is Blade. But it's been a long time. I think they've let it breathe this long. The last Blade thing we got was the TV show. The TV show with Sticky Fingers from Onyx playing Blade. Yeah, I know. It's awful.
I blocked that out.
They got I'm gonna fuck up his name badly.
Fact check. This is how you pronounce the name of the actor who will be starring as Marvel's new Blade.
They call me Mahershala. That's my nickname. My first name is 18 letters long. Mahershala Hashba. Mahershala Hashba. Yeah, it's the longest word in the Bible.
Yeah, M. Ali. He is going to be. So I thought they were going to go young. I was like, maybe they'll go like super young Blade, like a John Boyega. That was my fan cast for Blade, especially after seeing Attack the Block and he had the sword. I
would have done Jacob Anderson, Grey Worm from Game of Thrones.
Oh, that would have been an interesting take. The reason I don't like that is because that guy's an R&B singer and it makes me feel weird inside. I've seen his videos. And it's like, no, you can't be that dope and sound like this. It was weird.
I guess.
It was really weird. You know how weird it is? It's weird. People listening to you and then watching you on a poll, it makes you feel weird because it's like, how can this nerdy person be this person too? It's weird. How can that dude be like so dope, but then sound like that? It's so strange.
Because people are complicated. Well, at least most people,
they're not. They're one thing. They're in a box, Lauren. They're all in a box. So they didn't go young. They went grown-ass man Blade, and they got M. Ali. Mahershala? Dude, I had a brain injury. Deal with it. Cottonmouth from Luke Cage. Yes. He also did Moonlight, and he was amazing in Moonlight. Mm-hmm. He did True Detective. He's a dope actor, and he's going to be awesome. I am so excited.
I am reserving judgment.
We're going to touch back at this when it comes out. You're going to be like, yeah, I guess it's okay. Out of spite.
No, I'll admit if it's good, I will say that was a great movie. Again, I think I hold Blade 1. The other Blades don't exist. Blade 1 as the only Blade.
Hold on. Blade 2 was acceptable. It wasn't great by any means. It was acceptable.
I have standards. I don't accept it.
Blade 3 is like X-Men 3. It's awful.
Well, Blade 3 was like an experiment in what do you do when the actor and directors and producers all hate each other and communicate through Post-it notes. Like that's what that was.
Oh yeah. Because they're all adults and mature.
That's what happens when you have men and egos.
Yeah, exactly. Guys, step up your game. So I'm super excited about this. Oh no, I think you'll be excited. We got the Hawkeye series.
But it's Kate Bishop.
Is it Kate Bishop?
It's Kate Bishop.
I don't know why I yelled.
Jeremy Renner just posted on, because I saw that too. And I'm like, oh my God, Jeremy Renner is getting a series. That I didn't expect that. No, he posted on Instagram and he was like, oh, yay, Hawkeye, get it, Kate Bishop.
Oh, do you think they're going to do like the Young Avengers eventually?
Oh, yeah. That's why I think they're doing Loki. I wonder if they're going to turn him into young Loki, who's part of because there's a young Loki comic.
Oh, you mean Loki the villain? The without question villain? That guy?
No, it's young Loki. I think he's part of the new Avengers.
Hey, did you ever read Blood Brothers?
No.
With Thor and Loki is amazing. Like that is amazing because like he kind of gets it at the end, and by the end, spoiler alert. Thor murders him.
I'm okay with that.
So obviously, I'm very excited.
Yes.
Right?
I'm a little bit like, this is a lot, Marvel. Like, stop it.
It is.
It's too much.
It's so much. So speaking of so much and a lot, just thinking about being at Comic-Con is a bit overwhelming.
Yeah.
You know, I would rather be at like something with not as many people, like Anime Expo with those 8 people that go to that. Please. Okay. So Lauren and I are doing this
remotely again.
Remotely, and I flinched a little bit because I thought she was going to come through the screen and murder me.
All I did was look at him with like shock and like betrayal. Like
no. I'll tell you what your eyes were. You remember in Roger Rabbit when like the eyes turned red and knives came out? That's what it looked like right now.
Mm-hmm.
And the amount of sass that's coming off of that neck roll is uncanny. So like going to Comic-Con just feels overwhelming to me just thinking about it. So obviously we weren't able to go. And even if we were able to go, it'd be like, oh, it's just a lot of sweaty, gross, nasty, stinky people.
Honestly, I would want GoPros to like document like how long it would take for us to freak out.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? Maybe if I was like floating around on a drone, it would be awesome. I wouldn't have to be touched. I don't have to like talk to people. It would be great. But in our place, we actually had our NeuroNerd on the ground, Ash, not Ash Ketchum.
But Ashley.
Ashley did an interview. And speaking of like my brain issues, it's sort of like brain problems, the amazing play that was put on by Malcolm Barrett, friend of the show.
Woo woo.
So Malcolm is actually at Comic-Con.
Was at Comic-Con.
Yeah, because
please don't live there.
Yeah, that'd be weird. It'd be awesome for like a few days a year.
Yep.
So Malcolm was there for Preacher, and he did some other stuff. So Malcolm was having like a great time. So Ashley actually caught up with Malcolm and did a little interview, and we are going to transition into that.
Doo-doo.
So welcome to Comic-Con 2019.
It's your second time doing this.
This is my second time doing this. This is the 50th anniversary of Comic-Con, and luckily we have able to capture Malcolm for a little interview.
Malcolm Barrett. Not everyone knows who I am.
Okay,
I'm not
sorry.
Prince. You can't say the whole thing.
Okay, sorry. Malcolm Barrett.
Yes.
For a interview. So tell us about the Comic-Con panel that you did yesterday, Blurred.
Yes. So I had a panel yesterday called The Pitching Hour, and so I have a group of friends / colleagues. We call each other Blurs, Black Nerds, and things like that. And so it's a couple different writer buddies from different shows, a couple of producers, a couple people on the panel who I'm not familiar with, but I got to learn a little bit about, who are writers in the industry. And so yesterday's panel was all about how do you break in, how do you pitch from a writer's perspective, from an actor's perspective. Also, who do you need to talk to? What are the relationships that you need to maintain, not just with talent, but with distributors, if you're a line producer or anybody of that nature. And so it was all about how you do that. And it was just different anecdotes because we have a bunch of people with diverse backgrounds and different experience throughout all of it, who just sort of was able to share anecdotes, experience, and knowledge about the entire situation in the industry.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Is this your first Comic-Con panel?
No. So I think I came to Comic-Con for the first time maybe 4 years ago as a fan. And then after that, I think probably the next year, I got into a show called Timeless. And so that's how I wound up being on a panel. I was on a panel with them. And then after that, I was on a show called Preacher, another sort of genre fun, perfect for Comic-Con show.
Okay.
And then I joined that panel, and then I did one or two other different panels about things. And so this is the second time I've done the pitching hour.
Okay.
And so, so I've done a couple panels and had some experience. I think I did 3 in 1 year one time.
Oh, wow. You're busy.
A big deal. Oh, yeah. We're hot in
knocking them out.
We're hot in these nerd streets. We're feeling it. It's litty.
I love it.
I don't know what the kids say.
Oh, but you're the stuff right now. You're big.
Huge.
So
I'm big at church. Huge.
So we saw you on Timeless. We saw you on Preacher. Saw you on.
I like we, because it's not like you. You're like the general public has seen it, maybe.
We. All of us. We've all seen it. We. we have seen you on Better Off Ted.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Any other projects in the works that we should be looking out for?
I'm so bad at this. I think I'm on. Check IMDb, I guess. That's how I find out if I'm still working. I was on Santa Clarita Diet. I'm on the new season of that. I'm on The Boys, which is premiering this year. I recur on that. It's from Eric Kripke, who created Timeless, but also from Seth and Evan, Goldberg, Seth. Seth Rogen. Jesus Christ! It's like the most famous out of all those people.
But you didn't say his first name, and I'm like,
yeah. So what's funny is, I've done Preacher and Timeless, which was by Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg. Like they were the producers behind it. And Timeless had Eric Kripke and Sean Ryan, who now does SWAT. So Eric Kripke and Seth Rogen have come together to do The Boys, which is another Guinness comic book. He writes all the most fucked up, effed up comics. So,
all the fun
they
stuff.
did Preacher, which shows you sort of this underbelly of this supernatural world. So sort of the same thing. It's the underbelly of what it means to be a superhero. Sort of in the vein of Watchmen, but very different. And so, that's been fun because I joined that again for the people who are friends of Timeless. The actress, Claudia Dumit. I'm trying to be very nice, but I'm a friend of hers, and so I don't talk about it like that. But it's like the public, so I'm like, this fucking girl over here. But the chick that plays my girlfriend in that show, Claudia Dumit, who's also in my theater company, Ammo Theater, she's going to be on the show. I hope that's not a spoiler. I don't know. I don't know, man. But anyway, she's on the show. You heard it here first. Rhea's being reunited. Rufus and Gia are back on the next season of The Boys.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Look at you. So, going back to the NeuroNerds.
Going back to the NeuroNerds. You're doing high C, I'm doing low D. I don't know anything about pitch.
Well, you're pitching right now.
It's the pitching hour.
Can you tell us a little bit more about how you got involved with the NeuroNerds?
I got involved in the NeuroNerds because my best friend, or one of my best friends, Thomas Mejia, had a number of AVMs, a Chiari brainstem, and I think an aneurysm. And so he had a couple surgeries, and I'm a buddy of his, and I was with him through a lot of that. And as a result of me trying to deal with it, I wrote a play called Brain Problems that we wound up doing. My theater company wound up doing over at the Pico Playhouse. And it ran for just about a month. And I'm trying to turn it into a TV show.
Okay.
Based on the encouragement of a bunch of my Blurred friends and some other industry folks. And so trying to change it and see what goes with there. And so that's how I got involved. And I met Joe and Felice. And I didn't meet the co-host of NeuroNerds.
Okay, yes.
Which I'm blanking on her name. And you are too. You work there. You work there. I know she's cool because we've DM'd and we pop shit at each other.
We'll just edit that in later.
Yeah. We'll pop it in. We'll do it when The Simpsons, they do an episode before a Super Bowl, and they make a joke and they can't say who it is because they don't know who won it yet. So they put in later Chiefs. So it'll be like that. So it'll be like this. I love working with Joe and
Lauren
on the NeuroNerds.
Oh yes. So it seems like you're all around and you're into music.
A little bit, yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So the music-wise, so I'm in a band. We used to be called Sin City. We had an album called the Sin City LP. Okay. We've now changed the name of the band to our individual names, which are Verbal and Icarus. And so Icarus is Brandon. I'm Verbal. Icarus is Brandon Scott. A lot of people will know him from... He was on Grey's Anatomy. He's on the new season of Dead to Me. He's in the video game, I think, The Last of Us. But either way, he's also my singing partner. And so he was actually in Brain Problems as well, playing the character Malcolm. That messes with your brain. And he has a couple songs in there. And so we've worked together for years doing a couple albums. And I think the last where I actually first met you was we went over and did the game night thing.
Yes, Felice's Airbnb game night.
Yes. She does a music night and a game night, and so I brought up that I have my band, and so I actually wasn't able to make it, but Brandon was, and so he performed. did an acoustic set with our guitarist, and I think one of the songs he did was Drive from the TV show. Well, it's an original song, but he also sung that song on Dead to Me.
And see, and I missed that show, and I was really sad. But are you guys going to go again, since you can make it, hopefully?
Oh, for the performance. Yeah, we're talking about coming back and getting maybe one or two more band members and getting me and him going again, because it's a lot of fun, and we're figuring out the next music thing we're going to do, but we try and work together whenever we can.
Right. Well, I hope I'm there for the next one. I usually show up to all of with In-N-Out or with any other food I can find on the way there.
I was there. This I knew we was people because we was there, and there was a lot of magical meditation crystal people and some yoga being done, and she had some In-N-Out burgers. And I was like, this is where the party is. This is where we going.
Double.
I was like, oh, we doubles?
Yeah.
We double them up?
I should have brought enough to share.
That was the only thing I didn't like about you, was that you didn't have an extra burger for me.
I'm sorry.
I've forgiven you since, but I won't forget about it.
Next time I know you're there, I'm bringing you a double.
Done.
Would you like animal fries or just regular
Everything's
fries?
animal style.
Okay, yes.
Life, animal, on everything.
I got you.
Okay?
Next time.
I'll put that on everything.
I got you. Well, I want to thank you so much for taking time out of your day.
No, Ashley, I want to thank you for taking time out of your day.
Just walking around here.
I like it. I got to go meet Fat Thor later. And
where's Fat Thor at?
He's at 24 Hour Fitness. I don't know.
I want to see Fat. He was my favorite character.
He was.
I know they're coming out with another one. I hope he's fat in the new one.
I don't know what he's going to do. I don't know. It'll be interesting because it's Taika Waititi, and I think he's just so smart and so innovative. So I think wherever he goes, it's going to be interesting and funny and fun to watch, I'm sure.
Definitely.
I don't know why I just did an advertisement for Thor 4, because they need it. Marvel needs advertisement.
Meanwhile,
I'm like just fucking broke walking the streets of Comic-Con. Help out Thor! Please, for Thor! They need it! Thor!
That's why they interview you outside. I thought you were going to get taken over.
I don't know, man.
People asking for autographs.
No.
Next year.
It's cool though. The people that ask me for my autograph is either I love it because it's usually brothers. Brothers know who I am.
Oh.
That's usually I can tell who knows my shit from who it is. Like if it's a white dude that's really excited, it's like Sunny in Philadelphia.
Oh shoot.
If it's a brother, well, brothers just know who I am.
Okay.
Black people know who I am. And then if it's like a family of white people, timeless.
You're like, yes.
Yeah. And then if it's preacher, then I'm like, oh, you was a freak. You's a freak. Let's talk.
Let's go grab a drink.
You freak. You nasty freak.
They're probably a great drinking buddy too.
Yeah, no, it's perfect. So.
Oh man.
The Boys. Is that what I'm promoting?
Yes, you can promote whatever you want to promote
Ammo
today.
Theater Company. I'm a part of Ammo Theater Company, one of 3 artistic directors.
Okay.
We did Brain Problems. Our dedication, speaking of nerd shit, is to diversity, women in power, telling stories that aren't normally told, and things like that. So we're in our 3rd or 4th year, nonprofit, and that's all. And so that's kind of my goal. I like to just sort of reach out and work with different people and empower the voices that are not usually heard in whatever avenue that is. And oftentimes it's stuff like this and whatever other things sort of nerd culture opens itself
amazing.
up to.
Thank you so much.
Well, thank you, Ashley. You're awesome. Yeah, hug it out.
Hug it out.
Wait, can I hug you?
You can.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, 2019, ask permission.
How amazing was that?
It's always so nice to hear from him.
It is. And from what I understand, Ash and Malcolm got along great, because how can you not? I mean, our people are amazing because they're our people. And obviously, we're amazing. So I'm very, very excited about everything. Obviously, Marvel is a massive thing to me.
Yeah.
I just want to kind of want to use some PIM particles and go into the future and just see how it's all going to work out.
See, and I have a little bit of Marvel fatigue. Like, I'm just a little Endgame, that was a nice little bookend. And I'm kind of I need a breather. I was really excited for a Black Widow movie, and now I don't know. And I'm like, Natasha's dead. So unless this is the past, which I'm kind of I'm kind of over them de-aging people. And I'm like, I don't need to see ScarJo with a shit ton of CGI trying to make her look young.
You don't want to see an awkwardly young Iron Man in the barf?
Ugh. No, that was horrible.
It was weird.
I'm really, I haven't seen any of the clips from the Black Widow movie, But I mean, it would be interesting if they did you've seen the clips?
I have not seen the clips. I've seen a few photos from the set.
Mm-hmm.
I do know who the villain is going to be.
Who? Is it Yelena?
It's not.
Then who's the villain?
Taskmaster. Boom. Taskmaster is kind of dope. All right. So you know how there's
lame.
No, Taskmaster is amazing. So his power.
No, he's cool, but I don't get why that would be associated with Natasha.
Yeah. I don't know how that's going to work. But yeah, maybe he has something to do with, why was I going to say Belarus? What was this?
You mean the Red Room or Russia, Moscow?
No, they always talk about, the one place. Oh, damn it. Damn brain.
Sokovia?
No, shit.
What does it sound like? Sounds like
Budapest. Oh my gosh. So we just went on a journey.
Mm-hmm.
I always describe all the information in my head as like a little old man, and he's just like getting all the information and bringing it to the front. It just took him a little while to go to the back, get that piece of information and bring it to the front. Budapest. Maybe he has something to do with Budapest. Because remember, like Hawkeye and her, she was like, hey, it's a lot like Budapest. He's like, you and I remember Budapest completely differently.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. Again, I'm not that excited about this. And I'm reading up on Taskmaster and I'm like, he
can mimic moves.
Yeah, but it says here.
He can see you and match your fighting style. Like he's like, oh, this is what you do. Now I can do that. I can fight exactly how you fight because his muscles are like a photographic memory. You know, like, oh, I know everything because I have that photographic memory. My muscles have a photographic memory and they can see what you're doing and match it to a T.
No, I know, but I'm trying to remember if Natasha ever fought against him in the comics.
He's done a lot of Spider-Man.
Yeah, in a significant way. Because it says here that he's a formidable enemy for low-powered and martial-based heroes like Captain America, Daredevil, and Iron Fist. And so I'm like, okay, but why? Natasha has enough villains in her story arc. Like, I would have loved to see more exploration of like the Red Room done well, or have Yelena Belova fight against her, or you know how they teased all the different Winter Soldiers. Then it should be like this like activation of all the Black Widows, right?
They have to show what's going on in the Red Room. They have to show why she has red in her ledger, like why she feels so bad. I think she murdered a bunch of kids. I know that sounds dark.
That's what they said. Like, she burnt down a school or something, or an orphanage.
Is it weird that I'm like, they gotta show it? Not like in detail, but like they have to make you feel bad. They have to make you feel like, wow, she came back from this and was still a hero. They have to make you almost dislike her. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I have a lot of like concerns. I don't know how excited I am about this. I think it's a female director, which it
has to be. I think.
Let me
just
see.
like with with Captain Marvel, like they had to go female directors, and Wonder Woman. Like it would be weird if it was just like a dude. If it was just like a dude, she'd be in a bikini the whole time. Come on, it'd be like the 90s movies.
Oh, that would be awesome. That would be awful. Sorry, not awesome. Awful.
No. I think you got it right the first time.
Let's see. Black Widow movie director. Let's see who it is. I would like it to be. It is a woman. Okay, that's good. Thank God.
It really would be weird if it was like just some dude. Not that a dude can't direct a female movie, but just like a female, it's not like a female can't direct a man.
Yeah, but movie. we've had a lot of male directors in life. So like let's bring this up. Anyways.
Yeah, let's balance this out, guys.
If you enjoy listening to this podcast, please consider leaving us a 5-star review on the Apple Podcast app. Your reviews help us grow and reach more listeners like you.
Find us by searching for the NeuroNerds on the Apple Podcast app today.
So, okay, are you looking forward to anything else in Marvel before we try to spread a little attention around?
So I'm actually really excited about the animated movie that they're going to do. So they're doing an animated movie called What If?
Yeah.
And I think it's just going to, like, hey, what if, I don't know, Iron Man was a pig? I don't know, just whatever, like, what ifs you can think of. Iron Pig does whatever an Iron Pig does.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
So they're going to have, it's going to be kind of like Into the Spider-Verse, I guess, with all the characters, and all the characters are going to be voiced by the actual actors.
That's
so
nice.
If Captain America is going to be in it, it's going to be Chris Evans. If Thor is going to be in it, it's going to be Chris Hemsworth. I'm so happy with that. That makes me happy.
Yeah.
Even though like Into the Spider-Verse, the voices that were attached to the characters were perfect.
Yes.
They were just perfect. But I'm a Marvel guy. I really appreciate that they're getting like the original actor. So I'm really excited about that. Obviously, Doctor Strange, because multiverse madness. Are you serious? I cannot be more excited about that.
I know you're really happy about that. I'm still me and Doctor Strange. I'm like, he's a little meh to me. I know. This is sacrilege for you.
Yeah, you know why? Because Joe doesn't do drugs, but then I watched that movie and I'm like, wow, this must be like what drugs feels like. Oh, so yeah, I'm excited about that. Other Comic-Con stuff. I guess.
Was there anything on Star Wars? I haven't seen anything.
I have, and I honestly think. So you know how you have Marvel fatigue?
Yeah.
I'm the Star Wars dude.
Yeah, I know.
I have a little bit of Star Wars fatigue.
I know.
They just laid it. They threw it out there, and then they did the whole thing at Disneyland, and then yes, very excited about the Mandalorian, but it's just they didn't lay it out as concisely and as smoothly as I think Marvel has.
I mean, I guess.
Lauren L. Manzano, Marvel hater.
Well, okay, so I just looked it up right now. They revealed a Sith trooper.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
I don't know what this is, but it's awesome. It's a red armored Sith trooper. That's hot.
Oh,
that's cool. Well,
I feel like you're going to turn that into an outfit for one of your shows.
Well, I'm like, ooh, can I cosplay that?
No, you can only cosplay anime characters.
All right, that's fine.
No, come on. You're going to make it weird.
I make everything weird. Why is this a surprise?
Agreed. But yeah, I don't think there was a lot of Star Wars stuff, though.
No, I don't think so. And then the other thing I was really looking forward to was the Game of Thrones like showdown. Pew, pew, pew. Pew, pew, pew.
Game of Thrones party horn.
Seriously, right? But I was looking forward. I was like, I want to hear everything. I want to hear how much the fans tore into the showrunners. So, of course, prior to Comic-Con, the two showrunners, David Benioff and DB Weiss, dropped out saying, we're not going to attend anymore. We have scheduling conflicts, which I was like,
fan blowback.
Yeah, exactly. Nerd rage. And then Missandei's character and Jorah, Sir Friendzone, pulled out as well from scheduling conflicts. And from what I read and saw, Jaime Lannister was there, Bran Stark, Arya Stark, Varys, and Grey Worm was there.
I love Varys. That's my dude. He should have been on the Iron Throne. He played the game the best.
Well, so from listening to the panel, whoever was moderating, so they didn't actually do Q&A. They didn't let fans do Q&A. Exactly.
Nerd outrage.
So they did kind of address the season 8 controversy of like if they liked their story arcs or whatever. And so a lot of fans are like, oh my God, the Game of Thrones police got to the actors or they got paid off because actors who said they didn't agree, like Lord Varys, who didn't agree with his character's end or arc, or Jaime Lannister's, they suddenly said, oh, the arc was good. Like Jaime's death going to Cersei was like perfect. And
so Varys in real life, nothing like his character. I bet you know what? I'll come to find out he probably has testicles.
Well, I mean, probably. But like, I guess what happened was like, so Nikolai Coster-Waldau, which is the actor for Jaime Lannister.
Jaime Lannister. Joe knows that.
Addressed it and was like, well, it makes sense. And it was a perfect end. And like the fans, someone yelled liar. And so they kind of started booing lightly, especially because Nikolai had released, I think it was an Instagram video or something where he was talking about how like, ending up with Cersei was not good, would not have been good for Jaime and wouldn't be a good ending. And that the most important relationship to this version of Jaime was Brienne. So there was a lot of like, now what's going on? Some backpedaling.
You know what we're going to do? I'm going to watch like him talking and focus in on his eyelids. If he's blinking, I bet you he's blinking in Morse code.
Right? Help, send help.
Please,
right?
Sniper watching, right?
But then the other, like, it was not at Comic-Con, but like the other thing around surrounding Game of Thrones is, of course, it's been nominated for Emmys, just like it should, apparently for season 8, it's Emmys. So no one submitted Gwendolyn Christie, who is Brienne of Tarth, for an Emmy, right?
She was so good.
So she submitted herself for an Emmy and got a nomination.
That's awesome. Hey,
That's
you know
how
what?
you do it.
Just like in our brain injured community, you got to be your own advocate.
Yeah.
You do. Like, yeah, obviously the NeuroNerds are here to help.
Yeah.
But you got to be your own advocate. Be like Brienne.
Yeah. Submit yourself for things, ladies and gentlemen. But with that segue, so smooth, let's go back to Ash, because I know she has a little bit more to tell us about Comic-Con, including cosplay and stuff like that.
Yeah, Ash, catch them. Got to catch them all.
Hello.
Hello.
NeuroNerds.
All right, so we have a very special guest via see, this is where like
Oh, he had a stroke. It's okay.
So a very special guest, Ash, our NeuroNerd correspondent on the streets. Well, you're not actually on the streets, right? You're just on the ground floor.
Right now, I'm in the Omni Hotel for the gaming center. It's like a full floor that they cut off, and it's all the interactive games that you can do.
Ooh, are you gonna play any of the interactive games?
Probably, but it's like this planetarium. I would take a picture of it and send it to you, and they're like shoving people in this big black bubble and zipping it up, and I like being shoved and stuff. So I'm just hopefully I can get in there.
That sounds like an awesome weekend. So how's Comic-Con been,
exactly.
Ash?
It has been very fun. I got here Friday, and then we came straight downtown and basically walked around and did some stuff. It was actually really cool. And then that's when I got to meet up with Malcolm.
Oh, Malcolm Barrett, friend of the show.
Yes, Malcolm Barrett. I forgot. He said I have to say his full name because he's not too known
What?
yet. Malcolm Barrett.
Hugely famous nerd icon. If you didn't know, he's hugely famous. The reason I know that is because he told me.
Right. I let him know that he is the shit, but I don't, just trying to get his head pumped up.
That's true. That's true. So highlights for you, Ash. What were you really excited to see? And then what were you surprised in seeing?
I was really excited because last year I spent most of my year in the convention center. So this year, like just being out on the streets and kind of looking at all the pop-up shops and doing all those things, that's what I was looking forward to the most. So that's what yesterday we did. And then today I'm actually signed up for the sci-fi karaoke bus at 3 p.m.
Oh, word?
So it's like a 20-minute ride, and it's a double-decker bus, and you sit on top and you pick a song and you sing with the 30 other people on the bus as you drive around Gaslamp.
Oh my, that seriously sounds amazing. Do you know what song you're gonna be singing?
I may have to bring out some Britney Spears or Christina Aguilera. Just got to do a couple of throwbacks for myself.
Oh man, yeah, throwing back to wait, is that 90s? 90s,
yes.
Early 2000s?
99 to the 2000s.
Hey, it's got to be "Hit Me, Baby, One More Time." I actually played the Britney Spears video game. Yes, I did.
Oh.
So, is there anything that you saw where you were just like, "Oh wow, this is amazing"?
A lot of the costumes this year have been kind of big and bulky, and like a lot of Star Wars stuff. Like people put a lot of detail into them, and I was like, "Oh, that's legit! Yeah. Like that's pretty cool."
Nerds have some time on their hands. So, is there anything that you were like, "Oh, you know what? I would absolutely rock that"?
Oh, definitely. I need some more abs though. I don't have the abs for it, but maybe next year.
Ash, you were perfect in any and all ways.
Right.
Is there anything that you were expecting to see that you didn't see?
Not really. I didn't really have high expectations because I didn't want to get knocked down and be sad. But
that's my expectation going into anything. This is going to be terrible.
Right.
Oh, actually, it was pretty good.
But like, I found a place that's like giving away free ice cream and free churros. Like, yes.
You know what? Out of everything that you've seen, everything you've experienced there, that would be my highlight for sure.
Exactly.
Wait, did you eat the churros with the ice cream? Like dip them in the ice cream?
Of course, it's in a cone, and you just like.
Oh, you're a psychopath! I love it.
Yes, with a jar of peanut butter to just like start scooping it out of.
So wait, are you a gamer, Ash?
I am not.
But like, I think like virtual reality games, like you don't necessarily have to be a gamer. You just have to be somebody who wants to be immersed in this world.
Yeah. So I do like virtual reality, but I want the $10,000 setup in my home. I just don't want like just a regular little phone thing. I want the full cord, like 4 friends can play, jam everything. So I need like at least $10,000 in a bigger studio apartment.
Right. Yeah. You know what we should do? We should just hijack all the stuff that they have there. We could do that, right?
Yeah, we could definitely do that.
Yeah, we could just say we're borrowing it permanently while threatening them. No, don't threaten any.
Yeah, we can all pitch in some money. We could do this.
Don't threaten anybody. So there's, I'm assuming, a sea of human beings.
Yes.
Is it bad? Is it bad? Because I remember I would go to, not Comic-Con, I would go to the E3, the Consumer Electronics Show, and like with all the video games. And it's a bunch of stinky gamers, and people are sweaty and funky and nasty. I'm assuming that's what it is over there.
I can actually say this year is cooler than last year. Like we're walking and it's like a full breeze, like taking my hair like I'm in a fan, like full breeze going on, and it's freaking amazing.
I think that's just because you're magnificent. Wherever you go, it's kind of like a wind machine rustling through your magnificent hair.
Right. You know, you're right. You're right. Yeah. And then we got out on the streets probably like around 9:00 this morning to have breakfast, and it wasn't nobody out yet. So it was nice like to walk down the street and just kind of like see stuff and enjoy it without the crowd that's coming out.
Yeah, apparently nerds sleep in.
Yes.
Were there like nerd after parties?
Yeah, so last night we actually went to the House of Blues for a D23 event, and Questlove DJ'd the full thing. It was like a Disney disco. What? It was amazing.
That sounds really, really cool, because number one, I'm a big fan of Questlove.
Yes, it was. He was amazing. Like he came out and he was just, I didn't know what he was going to do. He was just like, I'm just going to DJ tonight, and just like turned the music on, was like, boom, boom. We're like, oh snap.
I really, in my head, immediately, I was like, oh yeah, Questlove. And he was DJing dressed like Chewbacca.
Right, exactly. That would have been amazing. He's tall enough, that he would have been a good Chewbacca.
Yeah, he seems like a good dude. My buddy Ricky, friend of the show, you've met Ricky. He looks like homeless Questlove. So I mean, there's that.
Right. But I wanted to say like the highlight, like we got in there and they're like, oh, do you want Mickey ears, like mini ears? And I was just like, no, I'm not paying for them. They're like, oh no, they're free. And I was like, free mini ears? Yeah.
Wait, there was a Disney thing that was given away for free? Get out of here.
Exactly. And they had...
We mentioned the word Disney a few times right now, and I think we're going to get billed.
Okay. They also had snacks. They had like they had macaroni and cheese balls, like pineapple upside down cakes. They had, like bacon wrap stuff. Oh.
You know what I like to do, Ash? I like to eat my pineapple upside down cake upside down. So it's like right side up cake.
Ooh.
I'm like Thanos. I like to bring balance to the universe.
Right. See, there we go. We were just like hanging out at one of the bars last night, and Conan walked right past us.
Wait, Conan O'Brien?
Yes.
I don't know. It's one of two people. Wait, Conan the Barbarian or the O'Brien?
Yes, Conan O'Brien.
Oh my God, I love Conan O'Brien. Why didn't you kidnap him and bring him to me?
Yeah, so we were just like looking, and I was just like, is that an imitator? And they were like, no, that's him. I was like, he's so tiny. I was like, I could put him up and put him in my pocket.
Well, he's really tall though, isn't he?
He is tall. Yeah, he really is tall. And then like people started to recognize him, and then he started to like, so it was like Conan. Then he picked up a step and kind of just scooted a little bit faster down the street.
He just had to take like 3 steps because that dude is so long. But he's like my favorite human being in the world. He also has a segment on his show where he games, which I think is hilarious. Which I'd actually love to see you game, since you're not a gamer. I think that'd be hilarious, just you gaming.
That's true. Yeah, and the other person that I was excited to see, did you watch Supernatural?
Okay, so that show's been on for like well over a decade.
30 years.
And I just don't have that kind of mental nerd time. There's too many other shows. And so I can't start it, because if I like it, I'm going to have to go through 12 seasons. I just can't bring myself to do it, even though I hear it's amazing.
Right, but I didn't care about that. But I was more excited. They were like, oh, the guy from Supernatural's in there. And I was just like, oh, okay. And then I realized it was girls. And then that's when I geeked out.
Well, you know me, Joe Borges, huge Gilmore Girls fan.
Right. They were like supernatural. I'm just like, and I was like, oh my God, it's Dean.
That, by the way, that might be the funniest thing in the world. You're at Comic-Con and you're like, oh, that's the Gilmore Girls.
Well, last year we were walking down the street, like everything was closing, and William Shatner came out, and he actually walked right past us, and I was like, "Oh my God, it's William Shatner!" And half the people in my group was like, "That can't be him. He's dead."
Well, stop.
And I'm like, we're on Gaslamp. He's gone by now. And we're like Googling. I was like, no, he's still alive. He still does Priceline commercials.
That is hilarious. Oh, come on. William Shatner is a national treasure.
Thank you. See?
I was dead.
I could have totally had a picture, but then they were like, no, he's dead. And I'm like, oh,
that's terribly entertaining. Oh man, that's so funny. You know, I wonder how many celebrities or, you know, like hugely famous people, even more hugely famous than Malcolm Barrett, which I know is almost impossible, that you pass by in Comic-Con with them just having masks on, you know? I know Bryan Cranston did it a few years ago where he had a mask of himself and he just walked all through Comic-Con.
I'm not sure who they are. I don't know, one is Seth Rogen. I have to look at the picture. One of my friends is here. They had masks on, but she's seen them when they took the mask off and she actually got a picture. I'll send it to you.
That's amazing.
But yeah, so
see, I would absolutely do that. I would mingle with the people, you know, unless you're Conan O'Brien and people are just going to be like, I'm pretty sure that's Conan O'Brien.
Right. And then they're like, no, he's dead. And
no, not Conan, not Conan. So,
yeah.
All right. So the food at Comic-Con, I'm assuming some of it's real cool, really expensive probably. But is there anything that's like, oh, wow, this was actually a really awesome experience here at Comic-Con?
I have not had that. Literally, the street tacos we had yesterday, that were like 4 for $10. Amazing.
But there wasn't anything special Comic-Con attached to it. Like, oh, these are cantina tacos.
No, like all the pop-up shops, like we tried to eat at the Good Place, which is just like an IHOP turned into Good Place. And there was like a 30-minute wait. And I was like, no, I'm good. Like, I'm too hungry to wait. So we just went to like some regular place and they were just, you know, serving regular breakfast. I'm just like going to the local place. Like yesterday, we ended up going to a Thai food restaurant. We thought it was a full restaurant, but it was actually in the back of a liquor store. Yeah.
And you ate there?
Delicious, by the way. I have a picture of the outside. I'll send that to you too. Like,
well, little did you know, you almost ended up in the trunk of a madman's car.
Yeah, I know. So I'm out here about to get murdered, just walking these streets, going in random liquor stores.
So in comparison to last year, would you say it's a little bit bigger? It's the same? Like, how does it feel this year?
Oh, I feel like it's the same this year. I haven't gone to every inn, but Fox has like their whole little carnival area that wasn't there last year. The Jack Ryan experience is now like a Walking Dead experience this year.
Jack Ryan, you mean the Jim from The Office experience?
Exactly. But yeah, the zombie experience is here this year. So I walked past it, but I was just like,
So the zombie thing, do you think, has it toned down a little bit? Because it kind of took over everything the last few years, but I think it's kind of on its way out.
Yeah, I don't know.
Are you not a zombie person, Ash?
Yeah, I am, but I probably fell off of the show a long time ago. But it was still cool to see it, just the outside of it, just all the stuff that they're doing, the obstacle courses type thing.
Oh man, I wouldn't like that because if somebody touched me, I might turn around and swing. It's a problem.
Yeah, that, and then it's like a giant unicorn somewhere over here I need to go find too.
Oh, I think you're a unicorn, Ash, because you're so unique and beautiful, and you're like a mythical creature, but a beautiful young human being.
Thank you. You're so amazing.
I think you're amazing. Yeah, I got to tell you. So Ash has been repping the NeuroNerds t-shirt, which is amazing. You sent me the picture with the hashtag I am a NeuroNerd on the back. That just warmed my heart so much. It made me feel amazing. I appreciate you so much for being our correspondent and our woman on the ground floor.
No, it's awesome. And hopefully I can do more next year, give more interviews.
Yeah, absolutely. That'd be amazing. I mean, I just love the fact that like you're there, like you're a Comic-Con veteran, you know, and you're doing these interviews for us. You got to interview Malcolm, which is super awesome. You got to take some of these amazing pictures and you're sharing your experience with everybody out there. This is awesome. Just like you, Ash.
Ooh, let's do it.
So what's your game plan for the rest of your Comic-Con stay?
We have 3:00 karaoke, then we'll just glide around and see what else there is to do. So we'll see.
All right. And if you see Conan O'Brien, kidnap, right?
Tackle him. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm good with, like, again, before you bring him to me, have your way with him by all means. I don't know. I don't know if you like tall, awkward redheads, but you know, there's that. Ash, thank you so much. And we back.
We're so back.
I was going to say that was super smooth. It absolutely was not.
I mean, if awkward is smooth, then Joe is a pro. You guys don't understand why this is so funny. It took us forever to get here. Like literally.
It was a journey.
It was looking at like, because again, we can see how long we've been recording. I think it was a 2-minute journey for me to get to that line again because
seriously though, this is the hero's journey though, right? It's like the brain injured hero's journey. And I think Lauren and I do that every single week. We're on the brain injured hero's journey through nerdom and recovery.
Seriously.
You know what? Somehow, some way, we have to have a panel at Comic-Con.
I want one. I want to do a panel and talk about brain injuries and the fandom and how we can have more representation in pop culture.
Hey, it's on, like, you know how like there's lists of like just shit that you want to like accomplish. Yeah. And then there's like the big picture. The big picture is a Comic-Con-esque type of thing.
We've been talking about this since we began, bro.
Yeah. Oh, and steps are being taken, guys. Like there's like some really cool stuff. You know, it's a matter of making it all work because, you know, we were trying some stuff and
didn't work out.
Well, it's in transition, I guess, because progress. If you think about it,
in progress.
It's just like the rest of us, we're all a work in progress. Like it's technically the brain injured leading the brain injured, you know, so
which is slightly scary.
Oh my God. It's just like us doing this podcast. Like I'll drift off somewhere and then Lauren will come back and I'm like, oh yeah. Thanks, Lauren.
Yep. That's my job. Pull it back around.
It's the blind leading the blinder. Thank you to our amazing community on Patreon for supporting this podcast.
You can support us too and get different perks and gifts depending on which Neuro Jedi tier you sign up for. For example, if you're on our Neuro Padawan $5 tier, then you're probably listening to this episode a day early before its public release.
Your support helps us grow and continue to create this podcast. Plus, a portion of the proceeds go to a different cause or individual in the brain injury survivor community each month. Sign up at patreon.com/the NeuroNerds. But yeah, so Comic-Con, amazing time of year. I'm just really, really excited as a nerd. Again, we talk about this all the time. It's such a beautiful time in this world to be a nerd.
Yeah, being nerdy is cool.
It is. Where Lauren, the biggest nerd in the history, like I think back in the day, like cave carvings, there's a carving of Lauren somehow with like broken glasses and the tape in the middle. Oh God.
I'll have to find some of my nerdy photos so you guys we can share them on Instagram, like from my high school days.
Embrace the nerd for sure.
And the neuro.
We are absolutely awkward.
Yes.
Because, and I'd like to say, it's not true, but I'd like to say we're awkward because of our brain injuries.
No.
This is just who we kind of have always been.
I agree.
Just awkward human beings. And you know, love yourself.
and I guess speaking again of awkward transition.
I love awkward transition. Is there any other kind?
Right. We have one more talk with Ash.
With Ash Ketchum. So she's going to talk about like, you know, we got to chit chat about like the close of Comic-Con, you know, any surprises, how it was, how stinky these gross nerds are.
Yeah, we need deodorant there.
Seriously. Hey, you know, Xbox makes deodorant now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, see nerds? There's something for you. That awkward transition back to Ash. Hello. Is it me you're looking for?
It's me.
So we're gonna do like just the Comic-Con wrap up because you've wrapped up. So we're gonna actually wrap. No, we're not gonna actually wrap. We're just
Ooh, I got bars.
I've got bar. Just one. That's all I got. I've got one bar.
Oh, okay.
And I'm not even talking about rapping. I'm just talking about the service on my phone. So how was your Comic-Con experience, Ash, overall?
It was very good. So I feel like this is my second year, which was awesome. And I've had two totally different experiences and I enjoyed them both.
You know what I enjoyed? Watching some of the bus karaoke thing that you were doing. The karaoke tour.
Oh, So luckily the people that were on my bus could really sing. And then I was kind of like, oh shoot, like I can't sing. So let me not even embarrass myself and the city around me.
Hey, I'll tell you this. It's the people that actually sing well doing karaoke that embarrass themselves. You know? Karaoke's for fun. This isn't American Idol, people. Come on.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. This is very true. But yeah, it was awesome. It was everything I wanted. I was just like, can I rent one of these for my birthday and like drive around downtown LA karaoke? Because that
only
there
if
would
you
be
sing
amazing.
the entire time.
Oh, we can't switch off?
I think it'd be amazing, honestly.
Yeah. So waiting in line for that, we saw the DJ from Yo Gabba Gabba.
That was actually pretty cool.
I don't have kids, so we're standing there, and like this lady next to us just starts freaking out. She's like, "Oh my God, that's the DJ from Yo Gabba Gabba. He saved my life, so I can tolerate my kids' TV shows." And we had our friend was saying, like, okay.
That's hilarious. Right. When you said he saved my life, I was like, oh, maybe she was like hanging off a cliff somewhere and he literally saved her life.
No. Yes. Literally saved her life. So he came over and he kind of like walked right past her and went straight to me and Chasten was like, oh, hey, how are you guys doing today? And she like totally freaking out. And then I was like, oh, let's take a picture together. I didn't really know who he was still. And I was like, is it an imposter name? Imposter?
That's really cool. So like, yeah, Yo Gabba Gabba's a crazy, it's just a crazy kids thing. I used to run a kids toy store. I know all about Yo Gabba Gabba. It's crazy like how crazy that show is. Like, I don't do drugs, but if I did drugs, I would think that show is what drugs is like. You know what I mean?
Oh man, that's awesome. Yeah. And then my second sighting was for the Vikings actor. We're just walking down the street. So they have an axe throwing place there. Sounds really weird. I'm really intrigued.
That does sound really weird.
It does. So like you go to this place and they teach you how to properly throw axes.
Because that's a skill that we need in today's society.
That is totally a skill. And the actor that's on the show, he walks out and like everybody's like freaking out and screaming. And then I just like walked right past him like gracefully. I was like, oh, can I get a selfie? He was like, sure. Took a picture. Right, everybody around me is like freaking out, and then I walk away, and Chasten goes, "Do you know him?" I said, "I have no idea who he was, but since everybody's screaming, he must be important."
I was gonna say, I was like, "Do you watch Vikings?" I don't watch Vikings.
No, I have no idea.
The only Viking I watch is Thor. That's it.
And we're now gonna get a new female Thor, Natalie Portman.
Oh, I'm so conflicted. I hope it's good. I hope it's good. That's all I hope. I just hope it's good. So in Marvel, I trust, you know?
Marvel, like I'm excited for Blade.
Oh, so am I. So I think I can't pronounce his name right. I just call him M. Ali.
Let's go with that.
Yeah. So I thought they were going to go young Blade, right? I thought they were going to go, and my fan casting was John Boyega. I think he would have been amazing.
True.
But then they got grown-ass man Blade, and I think they got like the perfect dude. I think he's just going to fit in seamlessly. I'm really excited.
He's going to kick ass, and I'm super excited for it.
Oh my gosh. It's weird because to me, he's Cottonmouth from Luke Cage.
Right.
Which is like just an amazing villain. But now that we know that like the Netflix series have absolutely nothing to do with the movies at all, it's like
it's going to be even better.
It's going to be so much better.
He's much better.
I just hope that they're going to make it as bloody as the original one. You know what I mean? Like, don't hold back. Like, let it go. Let's make this happen.
Well, let's just talk about this full Marvel timeline that they just like literally dropped on us right when we thought the end was here. And it's just like, oh.
There is no end.
There's no end. None.
I like how they're laying it out because it's movie, TV series, movie, TV series, movie. Like, it's going to be better that way, I think, instead of just movie, you know? Because Star Wars did that, and I'm a little tired, you know?
True.
Like I have a little bit of the Star Wars fatigue, but I don't think I can have Marvel fatigue because I'm addicted. Yeah, this isn't the NeuroNerd show. This is an intervention for me.
And then I'm secretly excited for Terminator. I said secretly, like don't tell everybody.
So I saw the trailer. The Dark Fate or whatever heck it's called. So it was really, really cool to see Sarah Connor.
Right.
That is good. I'll watch it just for that. But
I was surprised, like they brought her back, and I was like, oh, all right.
It's just turned into like such a weird thing. Terminator Genesis was so bad. It was so bad. It was so bad. And unlike a lot of other people who hate Salvation, I actually enjoyed Salvation. I thought it was pretty good. You know, I'll get hate for that, but I'm okay with it.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I get hate for a lot of stuff. I'll probably get, hate for not knowing the main actor for Vikings and took a selfie with him.
hey, but you know what you have and they don't? A selfie with that dude.
A selfie that they do not.
So I guess I'm a little excited because I love Terminator, the original one. I love T2. It's one of the greatest action movies of all time. And then everything else has been kind of a mess.
Yeah,
was there any?
It's going to be awesome.
And any other secret thing where you were like, oh, I didn't really know that was a thing, but now I'm excited for it?
No, I wouldn't. Well, I don't know what's going to come out of it today, and I didn't go inside today. Like yesterday, we were just like Marvel.
Because that's what it should be. Was there anything at all DC?
So they had the Batman celebration. It was actually at the Comic-Con Museum. And we didn't find out about it till it was too late that I already closed. I wish I would have known because I would have loved to go over there and see what they did for the Batman anniversary.
Yeah, they probably would have just shown bat nipples and bat butts.
Here you go, have fun, take a picture. And it was like,
yeah, it was really, really quiet for DC. And then Marvel came out and they're like, oh yeah, by the way, we are Marvel.
Yes, but last year DC did everything and Marvel wasn't there.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And you want to know how that worked out for DC? They still suck, and Marvel has the highest grossing movie in the history of mankind.
This is very true. Because they were promoting the heck out of Aquaman, and that still did not do anything.
It's Aqua Bro. He's cool.
Yeah,
but now and Kevin Feige came out and he was like, oh yeah, so in the future, yeah, we will have Fantastic Four, and the mutants are coming. I don't know what to do with myself. I'm very, very excited. I kind of want to travel in time and fast forward a little bit and get to where all this stuff is here.
Right. All the stuff.
Patience, not one of my virtues, but apparently I have to be patient.
But overall, Comic-Con was an awesome experience this year. Last year I did more inside. I did a full outfit, 2 days. This year it was outside, did not dress up, but then I got to experience a whole nother level to it.
You're literally experiencing every facet of Comic-Con,
I know. And what you say, I didn't know that was a real thing. I went to a separate part that was actually in one of the hotels where they had a full gaming section where they were actually playing video games, each other battling, and then they had laptops set up, probably 200 laptops set up. Game chairs. I mean, going at it. And I was like, what in
How
the hell?
amazing are nerds?
And then they had the second room with full board games. I mean, full blown Dungeons and Dragons. And people were in there to win it. And I was like, they were like, do you want to learn how to play? I was like, no, I do not. I am not the one. But anyone that can sit there and understands it, all the moving pieces,
more power to them.
This is you. More power to them. I love it. I love to see people into stuff.
Oh, I was talking to Lauren about that. I was like, we live in such a beautiful time.
Yes.
It's just great to see people's nerdom just out there. This is what I like. I don't care what anybody thinks about it.
Nope.
And then there are so many more of you. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yes.
There are people who went to Comic-Con to play video games in a room.
That was
There are people that went to Comic-Con to sit down at a table in a room and play board games.
There are people that went to Comic-Con to sleep on the streets for 12 hours for one panel. Bless their hearts. I am not the one.
Yeah, right? Right? But I appreciate that person. You have to appreciate that passion, that loyalty. You have to. There's of course therapy later on in life for sure.
That we should all start out. But then there are people that think I'm crazy that I sit online in a queue to get Comic-Con tickets for 2 hours. And people are like, ew. And look at, here I am. I'll be doing it again. As soon as first rounds come up, I'll be trying to get my ticket.
It's all about perspective. Because people are like, wait, you waited 2 hours? Yeah. There was a guy who was sleeping on the floor for an entire evening. So there's levels of this nerdum, and I appreciate your nerdum, Ash. I really do. I appreciate you being our NeuroNerd adjacents, our honorary NeuroNerd. on the ground floor at Comic-Con. This is 2 years in a row, and it warms my heart. And it makes me so very happy, and I super appreciate you.
We have to build this up, though. We have to get like more people to interview next year.
Well,
I need at least, like
and hopefully
two shirts next year because it was hot and I was a little sweaty. So, I don't want to be funky out there. We need options.
We're making it happen. We're taking steps. It's all steps.
Yes,
I say it all the time.
It's all steps.
It's all steps.
All baby steps.
And you did our first interview. Like you've done interviews before, but like you actually interviewed Malcolm, and Malcolm is as he said several times, hugely famous.
Hugely.
And he was doing The Preacher. He was on the Boys panel thing, which is amazing. So we're growing, Ash, and we appreciate you growing along with us. Like you've been such a major help to us, and we have nothing but love for you, Ash. I wanted to shout out your Instagram account. Where can we find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Cali Explore the Town. It's a Instagram that I actually set up that I put different events that happens in Los Angeles or even surrounding, because I'm never at home and I'm always doing fun stuff, and people will always ask me, where do I know? So I just started posting it for everybody to explore and have fun. Like I
think it's very informative. If Ash is always doing something fun and amazing, because those two words describe Ash to a T: fun and amazing. You know what else describes you to a T? Amazing selfie taker.
Yes. Did you see me? I was out there trying to get it.
Hey, I'm going to Photoshop myself in some of these photos. I might take the photo you have of you and the Viking dude, Photoshop my face on it. Who knows? Yeah. Joe's a madman.
You should.
So Ash, on behalf of the NeuroNerds, we thank you. We thank you. We love you so much. We appreciate you so much. And you're just I'm overflowing you with love, care, and affection because you're the bestest and we love you.
Yay.
And until next year, when maybe we'll all do it.
We have to do it every year. Come on. Airbnb, one studio, we can all just bring our blow up mattresses and
we can spend 12 hours on a street waiting for a panel. This is going to be great.
Yes,
Ash, I love you. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate you.
Thank you.
Oh, Ash is amazing, isn't she?
She always is.
I love Ash. She's seriously one of my favorite people. And I don't know if you know this, Lauren, if you've seen like the selfies that I've posted with Ash, we take the best selfies ever.
And so humbly too.
No, like it's like a thing. Like our pictures together are like immaculate. And it's funny because Felice is like, no, we can take like a really good picture. And we went out of our way to take the same pose and the same selfie. It was not as good. There's Ash and I, we got that thing.
No,
we got that nerd thing.
The organic is always better.
No, seriously, right? Yeah, because fake spontaneity looks like fake spontaneity, Yeah,
this is true.
So Comic-Con has been an experience that we have experienced from afar.
Yep, as we always have. Well, no, not
as we always have. One day when we're on the panel, right?
Agreed.
And somehow I think there's going to be a poll coming out of the table for you. I don't know why I think that.
Well, I think that would be my intro is like I would need to be cosplayed out in something. So like a Black Widow costume because I'm Bat Widow. And then like I would walk out on stage from the panel and it would involve me going up the pole and doing tricks until I come down and go take my seat.
And if you're sliding down a pole, you would have to be like Bayonetta.
Okay. I'm not mad at that.
That's my ultimate cosplay for you.
Okay, and I'll wear the shoes that have the heels. The shoes with the heels that are the guns.
The heels with the guns.
I have those.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, Lauren, why are you a secret superhero?
No, those are like I don't like those shoes. They're a little awkward and they're heavier. Mm-hmm. They're awkward a little bit. I don't like them as much as my other shoes.
Yeah. Well, no, your shoes are like intense.
Yeah, they're weapons.
They're actual weapons. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like they're for sure weapons. That's insanity. Please don't harm people.
It's a legal weapon. It's like having a baseball bat in my car. So if someone attacks me and I beat the crap out of them with a high heel, I'm like, oh, I was going to dance class. Ooh.
Oh man, so you had an incident the other day where I was like, Lauren, please be careful. And you thought I was talking about you being careful. I was talking about you not murdering anybody. I was more worried about whoever was messing with you or anybody around you. You know what I mean?
Well, I have to be careful because I can be arrested.
Oh yeah, you're absolutely a living weapon? Is that you're like Iron Fist?
I am assault. Like literally, if I fight someone and I get arrested, I can be charged for assault with either a deadly weapon or a lethal weapon, and that's even with me just fighting with these hands.
Lauren, you know who you are?
Who? Black Widow?
You're Nicolas Cage from Con Air.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You're come on, his one amazing movie.
Yes, I
It's
do
so
like
campy,
that
it's
movie.
beautiful.
I love that movie and his horrible random accent of something. I don't know.
Put
the bunny down.
Thanks to our sponsor, Avid Technology, for providing us with the tools, or should I say, pro tools, to record, edit, and mix our podcast and get our message out clearly to the world.
Try Avid first to start recording today for free at avid.com/pro-tools.
Yay.
Yay.
Comic-Con has been awesome. It's a beautiful day in nerdom. It really is.
It is. It's a weekend of overstimulation, overinformation, a lot ofness, but it's also like a great place for people to get together, for like nerds to unite. There is cosplay and creativity, and there is love. So it's a great experience.
It's amazing. It really is. It's like the Emmys. It's like the MTV Awards.
Yeah.
It's like the Grammys for nerds.
Yeah.
Amazing information that comes out, which is great. Like I'm just such a big fan. I'm just so happy to be in this world, alive, functional, and to see all of these amazing nerdy people just embrace their nerdom.
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
And people like you, Lauren, who were super uber nerds as a kid. Now you're like, not only are you cool, but like you're a nerd too. Like you're you.
That's
really
awesome. That's unique. That's new for me.
What wait, that you're a nerd? That's definitely not new.
No. That like I'm kind of cool. Like that's new.
Do you want to know why? Because you're you. You're 100% you. You can't be anybody else.
No.
And that's awesome. You know, I think like the more comfortable we are as people, the better it is. Like be awkward, be weird. That's what makes you awesome.
Fly your nerd freak flag proudly.
And those moves that you were, I don't know why, that was something. I wish you guys could see that. Lauren's amazing on a pole right now, dancing in front of this camera. A little weird.
Well, my awkward comes out. That's what I always tell people, like, this is what people pay me money to do.
I really wish that's how you danced.
Well, it's how I dance when I'm not on a stage.
Oh, man, awkwardly. Just awkwardly. Oh, man. Oh, my. It's like, you know, there's like the evolution of dance. This is the de-evolution of dance.
It's like a train wreck. And I think on that note, we should leave before I digress more.
For sure. On that note, I big, huge thank you to Ash, our NeuroNerd on the ground,
yes.
NeuroNerd adjacent on the ground, because Ash doesn't have brain injury. She might because she befriends me.
That is
you know
true.
what I mean? Like, clearly there's something wrong.
It might be contagious if you hang out with Joe.
It might be. I want to thank Malcolm for being amazing, taking some time out and talking to Ash for the show,
yes.
which is great. You know, Malcolm's dope. He's, again, hugely famous. His words. Yeah. On the verge of being a nerd icon, which is great. I'm so happy for him and all the stuff that he's doing. I'm so happy that I could be here from a distance, not fearing my physical safety in front of Lauren.
I'm not going to kill him. He'll do that himself somehow.
Oh, man. She's going to hit me with her Bayonetta knife bullet gun shoes.
That's a good idea.
So on that note, as always, the NeuroNerds, we are here to help. Follow us at the NeuroNerds everywhere. Follow me at Joso Rocks everywhere. Follow Lauren at Lauren L. Manzano on Instagram.
Yes. Make sure to follow Ash at @AshLena_71.
Boom. Lauren got it spot on. Follow Malcolm at Verbal Be Rappin', because verbal be rapping.
And on that note,
these NeuroNerds are out.
Do, 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 do.